I met Bobby about 5, 6 years ago when I had gone for dinner at the rodeo where he used to play then. And while we were having our dinner, there were these tracks playing, while you're just listening to it. And 3 or 4 songs, my favorites, were just sort of played back to back. And I told my friend, listen, I need to get this tape from this manager of this, rodeo because it's amazing, tape. So he says, that's not tape playing, there's a guy playing. I said, where? And he pointed me out to this, guy sitting facing on the other side of the bar, towards the bar, with a cowboy hat. And I said, I don't think so, he's playing. He says, go take a look. And I went. I just couldn't believe it because, he's got a bass line playing, he's got a rhythm playing, and he's got a lead playing. And I just looked at him, couldn't believe it.
My name is Kishore, Bal Kishore Das. A lot of people used to call me Cash. It's like it came out of Kishore, Cash.
And his father used to call him Babu. And in India, Babu is a great respect for older as well as younger.
Since I think 8 years, he was 8 years, he used to play guitar.
Then he would practice for hours, sometimes late in the night, 3 or 4 in the night, he would be there.
He sleep with the guitar. He used to do dun, 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 and go to sleep.
This is my usual hangout when I'm doing nothing else, anywhere else. This is where I am. So this is like a second home. And I still think of you from time to time. The funny thing about Tamworth, it's been cropping in and out of my life, the name Tamworth, over the past number of years, especially since I've started professionally. Here in New Delhi, I sing to a lot of international audiences. And practically every time any Australian heard me, they'd always talk of Tamworth. You should be there.
I think it's great, I really do. It's not every day that you would come across a country western singer in Delhi, of all places.
But I think he plays a wide enough range of music that even if you're not a hardcore country fan, you can enjoy what he does.
I'm no country music fan in particular, but when I saw Bobby playing here live, it was that wonderful that I had to listen to this music here.
What I like about Bobby is he sings from the heart, and it shows in the way he sings, and anybody with that kind of talent really needs to be exposed, I think,
Yeah, I was born in a town called Dehradun, which is North India, just at the foothill of the beautiful Himalayas. When did I first hear country music? I must have heard it ever since I started hearing, I suppose, when I was born. Because there was, country music was played around. There was always, you could hear songs of Jim Reeves or Don Williams, Johnny Cash, or, Then, I guess when I was about 4 or 5 years old, my mother's sister, elder sister, she moved over to Nashville, Tennessee.
Many I sent, to tell you the truth. If you see that they are here, one after the other, and then Jim Reeves, lots of Dean Martin.
I remember whenever we got together, and especially my husband was always here, all the children really looked up to him as somebody, as a great person who could play every instrument.
And he was the man, the godfather.
He would make the guitars for the children, the bass he made.
This is one of the many guitars that my Uncle Louis made probably back in the 60s.
Then at that time he played that Hawaiian, you keep it in your lap and you play like that.
He made some fantastic guitars, all kinds, 6 strings.
And I think they all got the passion for playing, and this is how everything started.
Since I was a little kid, Cowboys have always been my heroes, and it was their music and it appealed. And somehow it fitted in with the way I grew up, My home was many ways like a family home, and even if people were out, he lived in other places, but during the vacations, everybody used to get together, and most of the guys play music, or sing, play some instrument, somebody on drums, somebody on guitars or whatever. The neighbors absolutely loved it.
Man, I want to dance like Shakira!
We used to sit and jam, and we were just kids. To be very honest, like in India, we got very few people freaking on country music. But then for India, it's fantastic, a guy going all the way to Australia. Playing music, that mostly people think that only the people from western part of America, Nashville, Tennessee and stuff like that, only they can freak out on country music. But a guy coming from a place in India and playing country music, it is something, something great.
Someone sent me a video of Bobby Cash and told me there was a chance that he might be interested in coming to Tamworth.
I got a demo CD, didn't have any vision or any photographs or anything. I put the CD in the cassette player in the office and gone back to my desk and listened on the way there, and I'm thinking, wow, that guy sounds like Tom T. Hall. The next song I was thinking, God, it's Don Williams.
And that was a dream of his, to come to Australia and come to the Country Music Festival.
And I'm going, blimey, these American Indians can really sing well. This guy's got something going on.
I was totally impressed by him and by his picking, particularly his guitar picking is quite unique, I think. And he had this great voice.
A couple of days later, the video arrived. Put the video on in the office and sat down and watched it. And I'm going, heck, I've got the wrong India here. This guy's from continental India. I was just blown away. Could not believe that an Indian from New Delhi could actually sound like an American country music singer, and a great American country music singer. I mean, Don Williams and Tom T. Hall and Charlie Pride, those guys are legends all over the world. And I'm listening to a guy from India that sounds like one of those guys. It's pretty awesome.
She's a Nick, she's 9, she's a 10, I know. She got blue red lips, blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm about to win my heart goodbye.
Both my mom and dad passed away. My father died in 1994. He was about 85 years old. And then I lost my mother about 4 years back. She was only about 57 or 58 years old.
We were very good friends, apart from her being my mother. She supported me 100%. With her love, with her prayers and everything. She was really cool. My father, well, I tell you, he was one of a kind. When he was younger, he liked stuff like big game hunting and going for skiing in Switzerland. And he always reminded us of Howard Hughes or somebody like that. For somebody from his era, for me to play professionally was absolutely, In fact, as long as he was alive, I never played professionally.
Daddy had a lot of property, a lot of wealth, but somehow he never really cared about it. No.
He used to do car racing and stuff. He had a car crash or something, And that kind of changed his life. He was very eccentric,
And he had been very, very careless with his money and his house.
And somehow he trusted the wrong kind of people, the people,
Always.
who wanted just to please him.
Thank you for your smile.
When I met Bobby, it was like meeting with a library of music, country music. He'd just keep playing, and I'd just keep sitting there and just watching him and listening to him. And I just couldn't stop doing that because I was absorbing so much of it. It wasn't exactly that he was like a cowboy, though I love men who wear boots, but it was more that aura of mystery about him. You could meet him many times over, and still you felt there was a lot more to get to know about him. I still feel that way. I want to see whether people all over the world, those who are coming to Tamworth, think he's as good as we here in India think he is. I don't know whether Bobby thinks that way, I'm not sure, but I do think that way.
But we do the rest in Tamworth, man.
Let's go. That's brilliant, man.
Cheers to Tamworth.
Cheers to Tamworth, Bobby. Have a good one. fancy camera. Isn't this fancy camera? This is a good song.
Out here, every good-looking daughter makes you swear there's something in the water. He's from Tamworth, it's Larry Manson back in his hometown.
I'm sort of an ambassador to the place, even though it's not an official thing, but I do. It's my town, you know. I'm one of the few full-time musicians that live here. I'm one of the few golden guitar winners that actually call Tamworth home. Hey, how you going? I'm Laurie, mate.
You have to be Laurie.
I'm Laurie.
Yeah. Good to see you,
Nice to meet you, Bobby. Eh?
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Yeah. I was.
I've been hearing so much about you.
Yeah. I was here in Sydney, so and I've seen the festival start from the very beginning. I've seen every festival. Okay, this is your friend here?
That's Manish.
Manish, I'm Laurie.
Laurie, nice to meet you.
But it's also really great to have an international visitor come over and be able to show them around. I love that, you know. Well, you're here.
5 seconds. 4, 3.
Well, you know, they say music is the universal language, and for our next guest, it's certainly opened up a lot of international doors. His name is Bobby Cash. Here's the clincher, though. He grew up in the Himalayan foothills of India, and he chose country music as his career. Well, he's just arrived from New Delhi. He's heading for the Tamworth Country Music Festival. Tamworth, you better get ready. But he joins us in the studio this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve, and good morning, Australia.
You painted up your lips and rolled and curled your tinted hair.
We have some great artists in India, people like Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Amjad Ali Khan, who are big international figures, you know. I reckon it's, you know, if they came over and for them to be on the Today Show would be, I guess, okay, you know, because they are big icons of India, you know. But I mean, I'm just a guy who does country and western music, which, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's a speck in our Indian music scene. And I suddenly come in here and I'm on stuff like Today, and, you know, it's a little uncanny.
And yes, it's true that I'm not the man I used to be, or Ruby.
Want a guitar? 1, 2, go wide. And A. 3, 2.
Booking down.
Oh, great. Nice to meet you. Enjoy Tamworth, won't you?
I will.
Okay. See you later.
Great story.
Enjoy Tamworth. Thanks, Steve. Nice meeting you.
You'll love Tamworth. Oh, I'm telling you, you'll have a hell of a time. It'll be great. Thanks a lot.
I hear a train coming, she's rolling down the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, time keeps dragging on, but that train keeps moving all in the San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, you always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in green just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Yeah, they freed me from that prison. If that red plane was mine, I bet I'd move it just a little farther down the line. Far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I'll let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Bobby Cash. Thank you so much.
Big hand for the band. That's it. Tamworth, main Northland. Well, this is it. Here I am.
lot of people saw you on TV this morning.
People are very kind.
It went really well, didn't it?
It did. It did. I guess it's so important to start well. You know?
It's an amazing event, our festival.
This is Peel Street.
Main Street now.
And the buskers will be right up here. There's only a few about right now. But
yeah.
If you'd have come here 35 years ago, you know, it's like, oh, there's a couple of people down there, and oh yeah, there's a little...
Today we have over 2,500 events that are a part of the Tamworth Festival.
Okay, Bobby, there's the pub. You're working there Saturday.
My dad, when he sort of got going doing his radio program here, he was playing country music, and at that time he was the only full-time country music broadcaster in the whole of Australia.
Which of course is staged over 11 days, and I know it's now at 114 venues that these events are staged in, featuring over 800 artists.
See all the little tents they've got there, and every one of those tents will be occupied by Sunday.
Really just a handful of people just worked so hard because I guess, you know, my dad must have just had some kind of idea that this can work.
Well, they usually get an extra 30,000 around town, but they're expecting a record this year.
Which of course is now regarded and known as a top 10 music event in the world.
Look at that. It's huge.
I can't fit it into one frame, it's so big.
When you say you're from Tamworth, it's amazing how many people have heard of it. And in fact, in the southern states of America, I always reckon they think Tamworth is the capital of Australia.
Okay, mate, I'll give you a look at the view, and then in we go. Is that a good view, Bobby, or is that a good view?
It's a great view.
This place that we're staying in, I think it's perfect, perfect.
You know, this is something that nobody from India would come and do.
You
just go to the pubs.
Yeah, normal Indian comes. Yeah, exactly.
I've absolutely fallen in love with the countryside and the sights and the scenery, the landscape, and you know, I hadn't slept the previous night, and I thought that maybe I'll sleep. I couldn't. I just stayed awake, and I kept looking out at beautiful little hills, the forest, everything, you know. This is the way if I could make it, I'd make it this way. We are up this beautiful hill. There's nobody around, just we saw some kangaroos a while back, and it's total peace. It's majestic. It's everything, you know. Anybody with an artistic heart would just, you know, you don't want to get off here. It's fantastic.
I feel like a star tonight, standing in the shining lights. I'm glad I've come to your side of town. I can feel that there's some magic all around. There's a lot of pretty faces inside, and fancy folks dressed in style. And here I am in these lights.
Don't drop it there.
Manish is my RHM. That means my right-hand man. It's a very multifaceted kind of role he plays, you know, right from doing the sound to tuning guitars to interacting with people, dealing with people, and doing business with people. He gets it done.
He's somebody I look up to from a music person point of view. I think he is my guru because he doesn't teach. He doesn't make, you know, we don't sit and sort of he teaches and I learn. He just tells me, try and pick what I'm doing. It's an amazing opportunity and honor to, you know, sort of be around him.
And I met a fellow last night. He's just flown in from India, of all places, and I'm finding out that there's not a great deal going on in the way of country music in India, but he knows all about Tamworth. I want you to really make him welcome, Bobby Cash!
And I know
when he walked into the pub, he just got off the plane and, you know, he must have been jet lagged, he must have been exhausted. But just the people going, who is this guy? He looks different. He is different. And he is. He's totally unique. He's wonderful.
yeah, I could sing my songs on tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've always felt this as an artist, is that an artist has to be a giver. It doesn't matter where I perform, whether it's here or there, big or small. I suppose the getting out takes care of itself.
The busking was something that I'm sure just started with somebody with a guitar just standing out on the footpath playing.
It was the buskers that probably really deserve the credit for starting what's now this huge event that happens in Tamworth each year.
Are they happy? Are they happy? What are you laughing at?
And out of nowhere they appear.
But that train keeps on moving on down to Somerton.
They find a spot on the pavement and they show their wares. We've got people from all levels, from the very, very good to the very, very ordinary. And the buskers are on the street from 9 a.m. to 11 o'clock at night.
I can tell you, to start with, it's really, really hot. And standing out there playing guitar and singing songs to the passing parade is hard work to begin with. And you've also got a cacophony of sound. It's a really honest forum. You play your songs, I'm playing all original songs. You play them, and if people like them, they'll stop. If they don't like them, they just keep walking. Or you play them, you get a little crowd going, it's good, you play a song, and then you think, oh, that's good, I'll hit them with this one, I really like this one. Gone, vamoose.
The thing is, I know one guy last year made $20,000 on the street in a week selling CDs.
Well, I've actually done all right. I don't know whether I think it's sympathy. Yeah, really.
Now, to me, that's like amazing that somebody can just get out there, strum their guitar and sell their CDs, and at the end of the week, go home, you don't have to work for 6 months. It's incredible.
No, I've been busted for 3 days now, and if I wanted to take it home, I suppose you wouldn't want to live on it.
You should have come with a CD, yeah, you would have done pretty well.
But I've been giving it to charities on either side, you know, because I'm only really here for the experience.
Busking is so much about something very natural right out in the street.
We pass on the streets, my heart skips a beat. I say to myself, oh,
It was great to be on a street which was filled with people who love country music and who know what the music is about.
miracles still happen. And when my lucky star begins to shine, with one lucky break I'll make Linda mine.
I've been here for 7 years, and I tell you, you're the best I've ever heard you say. You've got an instant fan. I think he's great. His guitar ability is fantastic, and his voice is terrific, and he's got the looks.
He's got a lovely voice. He plays that guitar lovely. He's very good. He's from New Zealand, is he?
Should get some more news about him, maybe.
From in, oh, this I was reading in the newspaper about him this morning. He's very good indeed.
Are you going to enter the big quiz here?
No, no.
Oh, mate, you should.
No.
You're killing it.
Will I?
God, he'll go to the top, I reckon.
He says get in the quest and he'll kill him.
Why wasn't he here for Star Maker?
Bobby's in a really sort of awkward position because he's either excluded because he's professional or he's not an Australian national, so it's been a bit difficult.
Does that matter? I thought we're a multicultural society.
In 101.5 we have Laurie Minson and a very special guest in Bobby Cash. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
We were just saying it's not even 48 hours since Bobby's been in the country, and he even got recognised. Will you tell the story?
I was amazed, you know, when I got down at the airport and I had to go through this immigration officer, this lady. She took my passport and said, "Oh, you're the one." Man, I was scared, you know. I said, "What?" "Oh, you're the Indian cowboy. You're the guy who's going into Tamworth."
Oh, how I wish Dallas was in Tennessee. I could move Texas east. She'd be here with me, and nothing else could come between the two of us. Oh, down walls.
There's something very special about Tamworth, seeing the way the Bailey kids are going.
Charlene.
These are kids who are actually Indian kids whose parents have settled here. And it's a very talented bunch of kids.
We're straight in the curry house.
Good, you've been trimming off, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Bobby, you want to have something to eat? Let's do it, huh?
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Come on.
This is what we do all the time in Tamworth through the year. Eat curry and then we have a bit of a jam. Look at this, eh? So this is a bit of India right here in South Tamworth.
This is a feast.
It's really spicy. I know, I'm the only one in the family that doesn't sing or play an instrument.
You need somebody to listen. You know, somebody has to listen to these guys. It was kind of similar in our family with everybody getting together and making music and good food being cooked and, you know, these problems.
Cool. That food's good, huh?
Well, basically, the whole family plays some sort of instrument except for myself.
What we're going to do is we're probably going to do a set and then bring you on for 45 minutes, do your stuff solo, and then we'll probably try to work out a song to do with you, and then we'll end off the show probably 2
How long's the
songs.
show? 2 hours.
Yeah,
2 hours.
What do you guys do?
Do you want to read our set list?
Jen bought a $30 guitar from a hock shop and used to play the guitar, and one day Charlene thought that she'll have a crack at that.
Do you know I Fold a Pieces?
Honky Tonk? Oh, I Fold a Pieces, yeah. Do you sing I Fold a Pieces?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
She actually met Leanne Rimes when she was 9. Leanne Rimes came to Australia and met her personally, and ever since then, Charlene decided she wanted to be a singer.
I fall to pieces.
This town has really nurtured them, you know, given them every opportunity to come right out to the forefront with their talents.
Never have to push the kids, which is one thing I really, really like. They do it because they want to do it.
And I'll let that lonesome whistle
blow my blues away.
And things are just going along nicely. It's not real quick, and we're not there to become stars, but the main thing is the kids have got to enjoy what they do, and that's advice for anybody. If you're going to do it, you've got to do it from the heart, and if you don't enjoy it, well, don't do it.
I think these kids are very fortunate with their talent to be in this part of the world and in this town in particular.
Someone love me too, the way you used to do.
And it just shows that in this world where there's so much of strife and people find so many barriers between each other, you know, here it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, you know.
You walk by and I fall to pieces.
Thank you. Oh, mate, come on, give me a break. It was beautiful.
And I saw Bobby Cash on telly, and I made a special thing of seeing him today, and I'm absolutely blown away with him.
They loved you all around me. They were all singing along. I didn't want you to leave.
I clapped my fingers till they nearly bled.
I just felt excited listening to him.
And for a bloke from India singing country music, it's fantastic.
Oh, you speak really good English. I didn't think you were going to speak such good English.
You heard me sing.
Yeah, I know. It was great. It was great. There was no accent. But you don't have much of an accent at all. I don't think.
Holy moly.
Now, you don't sleep in Tamworth. You come to play and you come to watch and enjoy music, and then you go home and sleep later.
I have 10 forward gears in a Georgia wood drive.
Well, his popularity seems to have just gone around like wildfire, and I've never seen anything like it in the town before.
There's a lot of people out there.
And so they all want to know his story.
And is he married? And I just said, I think he is, but I'm not sure. But then the girls just said, well, that doesn't matter anyway.
What's your name?
Bobby Cash.
Bobby Cash.
Yes.
I just spotted him, I thought, shit, this guy's really good, I've got to stay here.
What's your actual name?
Bobby Cash. They tell me, mate, you have to go there.
I guess country music hasn't really taken off in India. Is that something you'd like to see happen?
The artist formerly known as Bal Kishore Das Loiwal.
Fantastic. Well, this is goes all over Australia, this paper. I'll tell you something else too, and this is certainly the case in Australia where you've actually got to go somewhere else. Like in our case, it's usually America. Or England or Europe or something, and it gets some success over there first, and then suddenly everyone goes, oh, you know, hey, and you come home and you're a hero, you know.
Well,
there, you know?
India is like that, very much
I
like
know,
that.
yeah.
No, that was Johnny Paycheck. Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. पिछले 2-3 साल से तो मैं बहुत ज़्यादा concentrate करता हूँ country music पे. Initially, I recorded some indie pop. Big there, indie pop.
Laurie, have you been to India?
I have, Tanya. I've been to New Delhi. In fact, I've been to the Oberoi, where you work. I had dinner there one night.
So you're a chef by day and a country singer by night?
No. I mean, I performed there. I do country music there.
Right, okay. So you entertain in the restaurant. Whoops.
I can't cook.
Initially, I was just sent up to Tamworth to do a quirky story on a guy from India. You know, you're sent off to do a pretty stereotype story on something almost comical, I guess. That's the expectation. And yet you believe that country music has a lot to offer India. What I hope to do is a story that captures, you know, his passion for music.
I think it just fits in with the Indian psyche.
I think also his struggle, because, you know, he's a pioneer and he's struggling to make it.
Sometimes I feel like a freak when I'm walking down the streets of New Delhi and I'm with my cowboy hat and my boots and when I talk the way I talk, and especially when I start singing the way I sing, you know. It can be weird sometimes. I have never actually had the opportunity to get on stage with a harmonica player like Laurie Manson, you know. And then to hear some of your favorite country music instruments being played as you were singing, you know. So that makes you feel good.
The thing that's impressed me, we've done a few gigs now, is the reaction. It's just fantastic reaction.
Oh, I never believed I'd get this close to him. I thought I'd be 30 rows back.
We'd only played the intro of the first song, and there's 100 people have just come in off the street. Oh, who are you? What's going on here?
We love a good time. Anyhow, oh, I can't believe this. Good down, girl.
Your trip here has, it's like you've opened the door and you've come in, you've gone hello.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is say, well, now that we know you, how can we take this to the next?
Exactly.
Ross Wilson. Hi, Bobby.
Opportunities there, I tell you. You know, even when we talk country music, right now I'm the only country and western artist out of 1 million people.
That's what I say to Laurie, that's quite a niche you've got there.
No competition. No. I just wiped them out. There's nobody there.
Laurie Manson भी बड़ा कलाकार आदमी है.
अच्छा हर जगह दिख जाता है. जहाँ जाओ, he's like omnipresent.
10 gallon hats बोलते हैं.
10 gallon, but they are not very expensive.
What are those? What do you mean by 10 gallon?
No, उसका they call it, 10 gallon means कि इतना उसमें. It's like a big hat, so probably that's why they call it 10 gallon.
This was our loo. Here's the best part. This is how it's slides open, 3 doors. Great.
I've been doing a lot of singing, a lot. I strained my voice, and then we came back home, and then we were up till late, and then we were singing late in the night. The next morning when I got up, I could hardly talk. And here I have to do this big gig in the shopping world. And I tell you it was big because when I walked in there, place was packed out.
Put your hands together for Bobby Cash.
Everybody knows me, I walk out on the streets and people know me, and people have seen me on television and read about me, and there's word of mouth about me, and everybody says, well, that's Bobby Cash, and he's really the man to go and check out and man to go and listen, and he's one of a kind. I should have said no. I have a lot of people back home, my wife and other people in my family, my sister, my aunts, who are very praying people. And I prayed, I said, Lord, I'm in trouble, you got to help me. And I called my wife up, I said, start praying, because I have to get up on stage.
You were always on the mind. I can say this about Tamworth again. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Thank you, I love you all.
Bobby Cash, folks. Bobby Cash. First time in Tamworth, and it won't be his last.
And when I got off the stage, I was back, somebody asked me, how are you? I said, don't ask me, it's back to square one.
Oh, he reminded me a bit of Jimmy Reeves. A little bit of Kamal. Deep throaty. Yeah.
He's exceptional. He's a credit to his country.
And in the evening we had Southgate in. Again, I got on stage. Fantastic.
Feeling good was easy, Lord, when Bobby sang the blues.
Bobby Cash.
Well, I need sweet home.
He's more than good, mate. He's
excellent.
Yeah, we're going to go.
We went back to the caravan park and we just said to everybody, you've got to see this guy, he is really good. We've seen a few people that we told this afternoon, they're in here tonight as well.
And I was amazed by the guitar work, firstly, and secondly, by the quality of his voice.
So I'm not too worried about it, The Lord has taken care of me.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's the head of Tamworth this year.
The way he plays guitar is with his fingernails mainly. Most people have got a pick and just strum, but he plays just with his fingernails and it's brilliant.
And I haven't heard anyone play that since probably Jose Feliciano years and years and years ago, and I think he was just better.
One of the greatest classical guitar players, Segovia, used to say that guitar is like a little orchestra. For me, my guitar is my band. This is like the rhythm section, yeah. That's the bass section, rhythm section, and this is the melody section, or I do the fillers with. Which is why sometimes when I play and the mix and everything is right, people wonder, they think there has to be some kind of backup stuff playing. And one of my biggest problems, one of my biggest fears is a nail breaking up, especially the thumbnail. And just 2 days before I was to fly out to Sydney, I'd gone out shopping in Delhi, and I don't know where I hit this while getting out of the car or something, and this thing just snapped off. I was very fortunate to find this nail piece lying around, What I do is I have the super glue thing. You have some fantastic glues these days, and I've glued it on and then piled it up, and and it doesn't look very good, if you look closely, but it works, A couple of times I've had to borrow my wife's nail, I've had to cut her nail off and say, hey, I need this more than you do.
I'm not sure whether this is going to be country western, or country eastern, or what, I don't know.
My guitar got busted up. This is improvising, You just don't improvise while playing, but sometimes you need to do it when you're fixing up guitars. I've had it about 6-7 years, but it survived and still sounds good, But now it's probably high time to get a new guitar. Let's see if this works. This is a test. I think you can put this away, Manish. It's perfect.
This is more like a cowgirl. Barbie. B-A-R-B-I-E.
This is cool. I'm going to have to town like this. Yeah. It's the real Indian cowboy, the red Indian cowboy.
Well, there's something running out. Battery, tape. Oh,
Yes,
good.
yes, yes.
It's not on tape. Very good. I want to see some women.
In the ICC's checking on down the line. I'm a little overweight and the logbook street is behind. But nothing bothers me tonight. Well, I could dodge the scales alright. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Yeah, my ring's a little low, but that don't mean she's slow.
Straight out of India.
Beautiful voice.
Thank you.
And easy on the eyes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, my hometown's coming inside. And if you think I'm happy, you're right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home.
6 days on the road. And you know, actually, we came here on the 16th.
Yeah.
Today's the 22nd. 6 days on the road.
When you have the lease club, mate?
11:30.
Today, this morning.
Today, yeah.
6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight.
On ABC New England Northwest, you're with Kate Seeper.
I'm joined by Laurie Minson, a country music artist, heir to the country music throne of the man who created the golden guitar, and he's brought with him India's own country music star, Bobby Cash. Let's get to the nub of the question. What is country music?
What is country music?
Country music is the music of pioneers, you know.
That's right.
What meaning does that all have in India, Bobby?
Country music and this cowboy thing is really a spirit or an attitude, because country music is about real life. It's sentimental music. It is about family. It's about your mom and dad, about your roots, about your hometown, and these things are very, very close to the Indian heart. And Indians are, like I said, very sentimental people. They're very family-oriented people. There's a lot of respect for parents and elders.
We've got a legend right in our midst, and it's an honor for me to welcome Smokey Dawson and his wife Dot. Sir. Big hand.
For me, this was the best thing that happened.
I stood for a moment and I said, yes, I am slim. But I am not him.
I've heard about Smokey even before I come here. He's a real Aussie legend in his own right.
Let me leave something real, something, Lord, that will last. Lord, let me leave a song.
He's old, but he was still cowboy, you know. And I started singing El Paso. And someone knew that this would be Smokey's song.
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl.
He said, I never heard anybody play guitar the way you doing, you know what you were doing. I never heard anybody do that. And he said that El Paso was special, you know. He told me that Marty Robbins was a friend of his. And he said, I just closed my eyes and it was like it was Marty singing to me. I was just itching to get off stage and go and shake his hand.
You're fantastic. You know a song like You Are My Sunshine?
You are my sunshine.
Now sing it now. Come on, sing it.
You are my sunshine, my holy sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Oh, it's just magic. It was like a shock coming. I thought I was listening to somebody from Texas. I couldn't believe that he come from India. He was telling me it's a very poor country where he is. He'd be the real king over there, wouldn't he be?
For me, it's about giving what you have and giving it with all your heart.
Thank you very much. I'll be back.
Bobby Cash.
Bobby Cash.
1 in a billion.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Fantastic. When I came here, I really didn't expect this. But it's there. As for the music, and I just say, thank God. It's good to be there. And tomorrow I'm going to have a lot more people coming up to me and say, hey, we saw you on the telly. Well, I was at the Leagues Club, and two gentlemen came up to me. They said there's somebody who likes what you do. A farmer who's about almost 85, 90 years old, and he would like to meet you. It was very intriguing, and so we went down and met Roy. So he said, I won't waste time. You just listen to what I have to say. You just sit down. And he said, I don't want you to strain your voice talking. Just listen.
My Aunt Edith went there in 1925, about 24, 25, and was there till 55. 30 years she was there.
His aunt was a missionary.
And she really said that the Indian people, she just loved them. She said she liked the Indian people. I just want to know a little bit of my background. Now, I don't know your situation, but I like your singing.
Thank you.
And I think it'll go over big once you get started. Do you need finance? I don't have a lot, but I could help you.
Join the party.
Well, let me tell you a bit about myself. Before I got professionally into music, in fact, we had a little school where we helped children out.
Oh, this school? Now it so happened that these nuns are very fond of cash, and they closed down their hostel.
And then Bobby came up with the idea to open the school.
And we are catering to the needs of the very poor.
This is basically the dorm where we have the children.
They're right from the age of 3 years to about 18 years, you know. There are two twins also. They're 3.5 years old.
Yes.
Both of the girls, you know.
We've got very small children also. And it's more like a home for them.
It's more like a home. So they love it, you know. That's it. Come. Colin's here also, the children are there. And we'll show you the kitchen also. Come. And a big dick chair. This is called a dick chair.
This is a dish.
It's a big dick chair.
Yes, the chicken curry is right here. And this is a very traditional Indian food, a Mughlai dish, the pulao.
Basically, children are from all the broken homes, you know.
This is how the school started.
I'll interrupt now to say that my idea is I'm an old person. I'm 85. I'm not interested in making a lot of money anymore. I thought maybe if I could help you out, you could use some of that profit to do something similar to what my Aunt Edith did.
Exactly.
And help out the young girls in schools if you can.
Well, I've told you about the school that we have, which my sister is looking after because I stay busy with the music thing, and we already are helping.
Well, if you're successful with this record making, you should make a lot of money.
Yes.
And if you could use some of that to help, like the same thing as you're doing, well, that would be why I would
and start it more. You know, for me, the Lord means for us to give. That's what I know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're on the same wavelength.
That guy gets government policy though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm a fan of country music. Yeah, and I heard him sing, and I thought, well, that fellow's got something.
And he turned out to be an absolutely wonderful man.
Every time I give something away, whenever I give something away, I get some back somewhere else.
Yes. A pioneer in many ways. In many ways, like Smokey, you know.
Here's what it looks like. This is not real big, but this is what Kaikia grass looks like.
It's sweet.
This grass?
Yeah, just lawn.
It's not Indian hemp.
I've sold $20 million worth of that seed. Just all this part here I built, see? All right, now here's the way it works. Because weighted on the backside, and that's what my patent covers, just that weight on the backside of that belt.
We don't smoke marijuana in Muskogee.
I have a good farm here, and I've been very lucky, and Australia has been awful good to me.
I've just been here a week. I think it's been awful good to me too.
This is a country that accepts almost every nationality.
I mean, when I saw him, I didn't know him from nothing, you know. And it must be all his prayers and stuff helped. I don't know.
Yeah, he sent these guys to get us.
Wow.
Yeah. He said, I want to do something for you.
Really?
How can I help you?
Yeah.
Can you do an album, whatever you want? So I started calling, let's see.
Better book a studio.
In many ways, it's like I've been adopted into the Australian country and western family.
You guys have to come here now.
I'll do support for you.
I would love for these a great bunch of guys, these musicians, to come there.
I love the food. I guess that's a start.
I've been doing it all along, you know, and people will see I've got friends.
He's a lovely fella. He's invited me over to India. So I'm on my way for a bit of music and a bit of curry, I reckon.
And I'm proud to be an Okie from Muskogee, place where even squares can have the ball.
I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I was just telling him when I invited him over, I can pick a star with only hearing a few bars of him singing, and he's going to be a big star.
Muskogee, Oklahoma, USA. Thank you.
I really came to just share of my talent, but I guess I got a lot of love, respect, genuine warmth and acceptance right here.
There's a lot of things that I never thought would happen when I was a kid. And when I went to India, I went to the Taj Mahal, and here I am sitting on the back of a truck.
Fantastic.
It's incredible. Everyone's yelling your name out.
I just came for a week, 7 days back, 8 days back. Everybody knows me.
Thank you for your smile.
Brand new guitar.
I don't believe
Man, it's something that you'll remember us by when you go home.
I wouldn't have forgotten it anyway.
And since this guitar case is going to go around the world, there's no better place for him to have his first sticker from than Tamworth. So it's got to be there at the top.
Let me thank you just being you. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you, all the wonderful people of Tamworth.
Have a great trip home, mate. And I'm sure we haven't seen the last of Bobby Cash. Good on you, mate. You haven't seen the last of me either.
Thank you. Big hand for Laurie.
You'll have a safe trip home too when you're going, and enjoy the rest of the day.
The guy's a major star. I mean, he arrived in this country as an unknown, never heard of, a guy from India that sings country music. When I mentioned that to people in the industry here, the common response was, you got to be joking. 2 weeks later, this guy is the talk of the biggest music festival in Australia. He's a household name. He's been on major television, news programs, current affairs programs, morning Today shows across the nation. You can't stand outside without 100 people flocking around him and going, hey, you're that guy from India, Bobby Cash, wow.
It's just the most amazing thing I've seen in Tamworth for a long time.
He showed his heart on his sleeve. And people rarely turn away from somebody who's genuine and honest and sincere.
Made me cry. Made me cry.
Unbelievable.
When he started saying you can be a cowboy anywhere in the world, you know, I thought the man's talking from right in here, and everybody in the room felt it, and I could feel the tears just flowed out of me, and Wendy was awash. It was beautiful.
You made the Curry Munchers proud.
It is just the perfect trip that you want it to be from a tourist point of view, from a music person point of view, and from a friend who wants his friend to, get the recognition that he deserves.
Falling in love with you. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to be here. I want to thank all of you. And I gotta go now. Stop.
Ali, I wonder. It just blows my mind. Why is everybody so kind? Perfect.
Well, every word and look and tender touch we share lingers in my heart, girl, when you're not there. Something's going on deep inside of me, 'cause I'm getting, baby, I'm getting sentimental over you, yeah. I'm getting, baby, I'm getting sentimental over you, yeah. I'm getting, baby, I'm getting sentimental over you.